Good day to everybody. This is Gregsynthbootlegs, and this is the fifth GregsynthVlog episode here. Um, as you can tell, I decided to use the same setup as last time. Got the picture right here of Freddie right here because everybody seems to love that picture. And, he'll keep me in line on this episode, and brought back Boo Boo Kitty right here. And, he just wants a good pet and lay in the sun and everything. Crazy, crazy cat. But yeah, it is March 29th, and it's the day before my birthday, and oh, I'm feeling old. And a little bit of a backstory before I go into the vlog. Originally, there was supposed to be an episode last week, but YouTube decided to be a bitch and not cooperate, and it was really frustrating, and I kept delaying it. Hopefully, it would work, and it turns out it didn't. What happened was, the problem seems to be resolved for now, but there was a processing error or a bug on the system which slowed down the uploads and the processing of YouTube videos, especially very long ones. It didn't so much affect the short ones, like if I were to upload a Queen concert upload or anything. Although there was a delay, it was nowhere near as bad as a long upload. But like at one point, I had a version of the vlog that was supposed to go up last week sitting on my uploads in 95% processing, stuck for 2 days straight, and it did not budge, nothing. It just sat there. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. So, I tried uploading it several times over the last week or so, and it wasn't cooperating. And I made the stupid mistake of deleting my original file as the video was processing, thinking, oh, it would work, but no. So basically, I had a lost upload. But, never fear. I can always do a previous video better by, looking at it and analyzing what I can do better. So what I did was I remembered how the original video went, and I'm going to basically make a better version of that video right now. So this is going to be the official vlog video. And hopefully the processing error is gone. And this is going to be hopefully uploaded today. Hopefully it processes properly. And the schedule will be unaffected. It's still going to be weekly. So despite this little hiccup, things are going to be going forward as normal. Got a shitload of questions here. Oh dear God. And just to prove that, we don't have one or two or three or four, but look at this. Almost five full pages of questions. Really? Crazy people. But you know what? I am going to answer every single question. And I skimmed these questions before I decided to do the video here. And some of the questions are absolutely fantastic. But there's some others here that are so off the wall ridiculous that they deserve a response. And there's a certain person that resides in England, right outside Liverpool, who decided to ask some of the most insane questions someone can ask me. And you'll know who he is as soon as I go down the questions, but the guy is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into the questions. First on the list, we have Jordan, who is Chin Wonder 2. And, I always say the name and the username, and it's a habit now. And he asks some questions, and I'm going to answer them. First, he asks me, here's two interesting questions. If you were at Hyde Park 76, but you were near the back, how would you react? And if you were at Puebla, and all of a sudden the people around started throwing things at the band, what would you do? Okay. Another party asks is, what is in your opinion the worst quality pro camera concert? Okay, fair enough. Those are good questions, unlike some of the other ones that I've gotten later. Um, First part about the Hyde Park, what I would do is one, I would be very pissed off if I was in the back because I wouldn't be able to see anything. I can only hear the music, albeit very distant, and everyone will be, standing up, and I'll probably be on the recording shouting, sit down, and, shout, swear words that somehow get picked up on the recording. Then I look like a jackass if when the recording comes out. Um, but I'd be like, hey, I want to see the band here. I want to see Freddie Mercury prance around in his Kermit outfit. And, ooh, I am so sorry. We'll leave that in. I want to see him prance around in his Kermit outfit. And, Brian May with his amazing red special and curly hair. And Roger Taylor's long blonde hair beating those drums. And John Deacon just standing there, keeping to himself and doing those amazing bass lines. I want to see what's going on the stage. I don't want to be obscured by, some people's heads and stuff. It's stupid. What I'd do is I would build a big, gigantic, platform or stilts so I can be way up in the air so I'll be able to see everything. That's what I would do. And about the Puebla part, if I was right in the middle of that crowd and people were throwing things at the band, batteries, shoes, what I would do is first I would start laughing, but then I would realize what was going on, and I would first try to protect my recording equipment to make sure nothing hits it or gets spilled on it, and I would dodge things and fear for my life, but I would still be there watching the band because it's Queen. That's what I would do, and if a shoe came my way, I'd probably make some comment about the Chessie Cobbler or something. And if the shoe looked cool, I'd probably take the shoes. Then about the quality for the shows, the pro shot cameras. Worst quality ones I've seen personally are the Caracas Venezuela show. Yeah, Sao Paulo isn't too great overall, but the quality is decent. It's okay. With Caracas, it's dark. It just doesn't. It's like off balance. It just doesn't look good. I mean, thankfully the audio is listenable, but it's probably the worst quality pro shot show I've seen on the whole thing. So we'll go with that. Those are good questions. All right, Mr. Ethan, aka EC Productions, asks one question. And the question is, Hammer to Fall, which is a great song, by the way. He says, Hammer to Fall, Sun City or Live Aid? Man, ever since the Sun City show came up, people have been talking about it. Man, ever since that thing has been on YouTube and Facebook, people are talking about Sun City and commenting on it and posting the links everywhere in the videos. It's like the Sun City show is causing lots of conversations, which I love personally seeing this. I love watching people comment about the show. As far as Hammer to Fall, although I think Sun City is excellent and I think it's one of the best versions of the song overall on a list, had a good listen to it several times, as a matter of fact, actually more than several times, and I gave good old Live Aid a good listen. Excuse me. Sun City. Musically, it's better. The guitar solo is much more. It's much more cool sounding. It's a lot more energetic. Very very awesome guitar solo. Musically, it's tighter. Vocally, it is very gutsy, and it is one of the better ones I've heard on the Works tour. But overall, for vocals, I would probably give it to the Live Aid version since, Fred sounds more, a little more, I won't say confident's the word because he sounds pretty confident at Sun City, but he sounds more stable and voice is a little bit more settled. Um, and and he sings all of the chorus parts like the album at Live Aid. So Live Aid is still up on that list there. So but both versions are absolutely fantastic, and I love them both personally. All right, then we have the user Ginger Christmas. By the way, the Hammer to Fall question was good. I wonder what other people will say. Ginger Christmas asks, if you had to make a typical 26-song set list out of your most favorite Queen tracks, live performances, what would make the list? First of all, what would make the list is Queen songs. Have to build the list for Queen songs. Let's see here. Oh, I wish I wrote this down, so I'll have to go by my memory, and hopefully my hat helps out. But what I would do is, to start off, let's start off with The Fast We Will Rock You. 1. How about Let Me Entertain You? And then, let's see here. I would love to have Play the Game. Somebody to Love. Let's see here. I would actually have a wild card song for Hot Space, and why don't we throw Back Chat in there? And then after that, see, we're on 6 now. 6, we would do. Let's see how I can remember this. Fat Bottom Girls. I know it's a weird transaction, but it would work. Now I'm Here. Dragon Attack. And then we'll put the improv in the reprise, so it'll be all one. So we have 8 here. Then after that, Save Me. And then for 10, Keep Yourself Alive. So there we go. There's 10 here. Then after Keep Yourself Alive, we could have a little instrumental Inferno section with Roger Taylor's drums, small little band interplay there, and then that would go right into the Brighton Rock reprise. And just to tell you, for this show, we won't have extended solos or anything. We'll just focus on songs. So we have the reprise here, and then after that, I was thinking, why don't we go back to the first album and do, say, Liar. So it'll be like the Crazy Tour, Newcastle. And so then after Liar, we'll play the full version. No medley crap. Just the full version. And then after that, Tie Your Mother Down. So it'll fall into that. So there we go. We got 14 out of the 26. Then, and now you're probably thinking, what a strange set list. But we won't end the show here absolutely now, because we got several more spaces for songs. So for Tie Your Mother Down, then right after that, I would like to see a quick little band introduction there, and then Roger and John will go off stage, get their blowjobs, and then we would have Freddie and Brian do Love of My Life. So there's song 15 right there. So it'll be Love of My Life. Then after after Roger and John are done getting their blowjobs, 39. So 39 here. So we're on song 16. It'll be 39. And then on a And then after that, I was thinking something a little different. Because normally after this they go into, like a hard rockin' number. But why don't we keep the acoustic guitars and do Crazy Little Thing Called Love. So there we go, song 17. And have a nice extended jam. Very cool jam. That'll go on for a few minutes. Then after that, Bohemian Rhapsody. We'll do Bo Rap. Then, let's see, after Bohemian Rhapsody, for song 19, how about Sheer Heart Attack? Hopefully not the Fukuoka version, but something much better than that. And then for song 20, we'll finish the main set. We'll finish the main set with a let's see here. That'll come later. We would do Stone Cold Crazy. So Stone Cold Crazy will end the main set. So that's the main 20-song set. Now there's 6 songs left. So let's see. Band goes off the stage. Stage darkens. Whatever they do backstage. Then they come out, and then we'll do a surprising song. How about begin the first encore with One Vision, and then after that, it can go into Seven Seas of Rye, song 22. After that, we could have it can go into Tear It Up. Not the sort of medley version on the Magic Tour, but it'll be the full Seven Seas of Rye, and then begin Tear It Up, with the guitar chord. So it'll start off like the Magic Tour, but it will be, full song. And then they leave the stage. Then they come back on and do Another One Bites the Dust, We Will Rock You, Champions. So there's your 26 songs. And then God Save the Queen plays. So there you go. There's the random set list I thought of on the fly. All right. Wow, that made me sweat. Next user, called Freddie is the Champion, which is an awesome username, by the way. Thank you for writing that. First question is, wow, you really don't like to talk about these Japan 79 gigs, do you? See, this fucking Japan stuff, it's crazy. No, I won't lose my cool. Not this time. Oh, I'm sorry. I was being filmed. I love talking about the shows. I just don't like listening to them. That's basically what it is. I'll be more than happy to rant about the shows and write what I think about them on YouTube or Facebook, but I don't like listening to that stuff. I love talking about them and ranting. Everybody else likes to watch me rant about it, but apparently I'm some cheap entertainment for some reason, but it is what it is. Okay. Second part, or I should say second question is, would you commit suicide if you were locked in a room and you were forced to listen to gigs like 4:30-79 for the rest of your life? You're a sick person. What is that? If someone dares locks me in a room, first of all, that'd be stupid. I'd find a way out. But, if I was forced in a room, locked, and I had to listen to 4:30, what I'd have to do is I'd have to get a new set of ears. Because, the new version of the show, which has been on YouTube for a few weeks, it's fucking horrendous. I don't know if I'd commit suicide, but I damn sure would be pissed off. But you know what? There is a comedy factor to it, so no, there would be no suicide. Now, if I had to listen to the 4:30 and 5:1 shows together all the time, then, maybe I'll think, oh, what to do to get myself out of this. Oh, wait, I won't listen to it. So I would just go like this forever. And I'd look like a jackass, but it would work. But so, yeah, that's my take on that. And then last part. Have you watched Katy Perry's live cover version of Don't Stop Me Now? And what do you think of it? Screen went blank. I had to put it back on there. She tried her best, but it wasn't cutting it for me. Sorry. But she tried. What can I say? Okay. Thank you for those questions. Okay. Matt's Comics asks bunch of questions. This one is, do you want an official release of the Highlander soundtrack? I know A Kind of Magic has songs from the film, and one of the DVD releases of Highlander came with a CD of the soundtrack, but it would be nice to have a CD of the soundtrack without having to buy the film. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. For completists, for Queen, and for fans of Highlander, I think it'd be a pretty good idea. So yeah, there could be, and you could do like a double disc set. Have Queen's A Kind of Magic, remastered or something. Put bonus tracks or something on there for disc 1, and then for disc 2, have the official soundtrack. For Highlander or something. Do something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I think it'd be a good idea. Nothing against it. And then question 2. What is your favorite song from Bad? Bad is the Michael Jackson album, by the way. My favorite song from Bad. Dirty Diana has always been a favorite of mine. I love Another Part of Me. That's always been a wonderful song. And then an underrated one that I've loved since I first heard the album, and that isn't really talked about, is Speed Demon. For some reason, that song just I just love that song a lot. Those are my 3 favorites. And then Matt's Comic says his favorite song is The Way You Make Me Feel with Dirty Diana. Both are good. Question 3. Do you have Michael Jackson's Wembley 88 show on DVD? No. I have some of his official studio albums. Like I have Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous. I have those. I don't collect Michael Jackson stuff. I see a performance here or there on YouTube, but I don't watch the shows too often. I don't have any of that stuff. And then question 4. Do you want a deluxe edition of Freddie Mercury's Mr. Bad Guy album? Hell yeah. In case you're wondering, a deluxe edition like the deluxe editions of Elton John's self-titled album or Tumbleweed Connection. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Get the full album, remastered. Have some outtakes and bonus tracks. Oh, I think it'd be awesome. Mr. Bad Guy deserves some TLC. So yes, I'll say yes to that. Thank you. Next person, Salvador Gomez asks this question. What is the best Magic Tour show after the Leiden shows? Well, the Leiden shows are absolutely amazing. Love them. Other great shows. That Brussels show at the beginning of the tour. Well, 5th show into the tour, I should say. That show was really good. That's one of my favorites. That gets lots of love from everybody. So that's one of the nominees. What else? First Wembley is pretty good. Budapest is good. The first Vienna is very good too, and Barcelona and Manchester and Cologne are also excellent. Cologne's probably one of the strongest later shows on the tour. Overall, I would probably go with Brussels and then put like Cologne right under that. So those are the shows I would nominate after the Leidens. Best performance of White Queen. Well, thankfully there's lots of good versions and not too many not so good versions. Best versions that I've heard, that Rainbow one from '74, the one from March, is absolutely amazing. Before that was available, I've always had a fondness for the Copenhagen '77 version, or Copenhagen. I don't know the real pronunciation. I'm probably pissing off Simon right now, but whatever. He could probably help me out. That is an amazing version of the song. That's one of the best. Definitely recommend you check that one out. What is the best and worst performances of Somebody to Love? Worst one is Fukuoka '79, the second night. It hurts to talk about that. Just monotone and just strain and awful. And best ones, however, Crazy Tour versions. The Newcastle one, the first one, is always been talked about as being one of the best. Second Night's also very good. Hammersmith is fantastic. Then you have, other ones get nominated like Munich '82, the Edinburghs, the Sao Paulo '81. The Second Night is one of the best too. There's a lot more nominees for the best ones than the worst ones. The best ones are probably like Newcastle '79, Hammy '79, Oakland '80, and Second Sao Paulo. And Munich '82. We'll just throw that in there. Very good tour for the song, by the way. All right, second page. Holy shit. 20 questions. And I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about this. Look at this. My hands are fumbling around. Look at this. This is all from the same person. Absolutely ridiculous. 20 questions. And who could that be? Oh, Christopher McManus. Well, you decided to ask me 20 questions. You're going to get 20 answers. Let's begin at number 1, shall we? Question 1. Do you prefer the twist or the locomotion? What kind of a question is that? The locomotion is faster and sounds more like a train than anything. And the twist sounds painful. Although I like Klaus Nomi's take on the twist. It's very experimental and falsetto-ish. Locomotion, the number 1 covers version's amazing. It's like I thought the Little Eva and Kylie Minogue versions were great, but number 1 covers is. And if I have to pick between the two, I'll have to go with the twist because it's the twist. 2. What is it like being a synth? Well, it can get very tiring. Sometimes my oscillators break down. Sometimes I'm out of tune. Sometimes parts are breaking down. I need new parts all the time. I'm getting up there. I turn 25 tomorrow, so yeah, I'm starting to show my age. But it has its perks. Very unique and eccentric. But being a synth is very interesting, for lack of a better word. 3. What is Boo Boo Kitty's favorite tour and Queen album? That's a very good question because I was going to ask him the other day, but he wouldn't give me an answer. But maybe I can ask him right now. Boo Boo Kitty, what's your favorite Queen tour? Is it the News of the World tour? Jazz tour? Crazy tour? Game tour? Hot Space? Works? Magic? Queen 1? Queen 2? Sheer Heart Attack? Night at the Opera? Day at the Races? Well, he's not acknowledging any of them. I'll get back to that part. But I'll ask him what his favorite Queen album is. What's your favorite Queen album? Is it Night at the Opera? Well, he meowed. That's a good sign. We'll go with Night at the Opera. As far as the tour goes, is it News of the World tour? Jazz? Crazy Tour? Well, he's closing his eyes. That's a good sign. Game Tour? Anything with Japan? Works Tour? Magic Tour? Well, he ain't meowing, but he's closing his eyes on Crazy Tour and Magic Tour, so it's one of those two. I don't know. But we'll go with those answers. Question 4. Do you think Freddie's mustache was its own member of the band? Of fucking course it's a member of the band. What do you think? Did you ever see the footage from the 80s tours? Where, Freddie's belting the hell out of songs and you see that mustache, sitting right there, telling Freddie what notes to hit and what to do? Yes, he was a member of the band. It's not rocket science. Question 5. What's the longest Queen concert in terms of duration? That is the Paris show from 1979, the last Paris show. That's a very long show, like pushing 2 hours and 20 minutes or something around that time. But it was very, very long. It was like just shy of 2.5 hours. Crazy. 6. Would you trade Brian's guitar solo for another song or two in the set? Good question. If it, in terms of an instrumental inferno kind of a deal, no, I would keep it the same. But if it's a standard guitar solo section, I would trade it out for a couple songs. It all depends on the set list. 7. What is the worst version of I Want to Break Free? It's the version from Second Brussels 84. That is horrendous. That also spawned the infamous I like 58 seconds and all those other random timestamps and crazy stuff that goes on. But that's the worst version. Just it makes my throat hurt listening to it. 8. What is your favorite Freddie Live outfit? It's the fucking outfit with the leather jacket and the cap. The leather cap and the leather and stuff. That's my favorite. The Jazz and the Crazy Tour have my favorite outfits. And then the Game Tour era too. Those are my favorite outfits. Question 9. Did Roger ever break drumsticks during a concert? He probably did. There's very limited footage of Queen compared to the recordings, so I can't say for sure, but I would assume yes, at some point he did. 10. What's your favorite impromptu? Woo! Ones with falsetto, which is most of them, actually all of them. Excuse me. Favorite has to be shockingly, it's from the Works tour. It's a cross between the Sun City one, which I've always loved. And then the one from Sydney 85, the 426 show with video. And then the 5.9 and the 5.11 Japan shows are absolutely amazing. Those 4 can duke it out. And whichever one has, the most balls to it wins. So I nominate those 4. 11. During the recording of which album would you prefer to be present at? Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. Night at the Opera. I would have loved to sit in the sessions and just hear all those vocal harmonies and the making a bow rap and the double tracking on Sweet Lady and the very speed tricks and everything. I would love to be in the sessions for Night at the Opera. That's the album I'd pick. 12. What's your favorite John Deacon look? I've always had a fondness for his new wave look of the Crazy Tour and Game Tour. I've always liked that era. Which upload has the most comments on them? From what I remember, it's probably, before Sun City, probably the Newcastle shows from 79. But Sun City definitely is up there. That's fucking ridiculous, seriously. 14. If Queen did a live in Australia type thing, which songs would you have in the orchestra section of the concert? Oh, to have Queen songs translated to orchestra. It'd be cool to hear if Freddie was healthy, it'd be cool to hear, Show Must Go On and Innuendo in an orchestra setting, if they toured. Also anything with anything with synthesizers on them, and if you replace them with, orchestra type instruments, it'd be awesome to hear. Like, can you imagine, say, I don't know, Radio Gaga in an orchestra setting? That'd be a pretty cool idea. I Want It All, I think, would go over well. Mix rock and orchestra together. And those are my songs. Question 15. Do you prefer Freddie's studio voice from the 70s or the 80s and beyond? In terms of studio voice, 80s onwards. Much more powerful. He could do more with his voice. Barcelona. So 80s and beyond overall. Although I like his 70s work too. 16. Do you think Queen would have played I Want to Break Free with Freddie and Drag if Queen decided to tour America on the Works tour? Well, knowing the reception of the video back then and how America at the time was, attitude was very different in terms of today. I would probably think that no, there would be no Drag. It'd probably be more similar to the Magic Tour, and you just go out in his normal attire and do the song. I think that's what would have happened. But, Paul Prenter, oh, fuck him. 17. Do you think Freddie's nodules were removed and are now one of your subscribers on your channel? Yes. Probably TSS Killer and Elton Bootlegs, because they keep time-stamping random stuff that happens. So, yes, I would say yes to that. Question 18. Can you play any Queen songs on keyboard piano? Hell no. I can't do that. I can maybe play the synth chords to One Vision and I Want to Break Free, but that's about it. So no, I haven't learned how to do any of that, and I probably can't do it. But at the present moment, I cannot play any Queen songs on the keyboard or piano. Next question. How do you feel after hearing the Fairy Fellers Masterstroke live? I love it. That's a great performance. And yeah, there's some digital manipulation of some stuff, but I'll take what I can get, considering that the song was we didn't have a live version, so I enjoyed it. I loved it. 20. Would you rather have a full version of Liar or the Prophet song for the Magic Tour? Liar. It has to be Liar. I think it'll go over a lot well. It'll go over more well with the crowd. It's a rockin' number, and Freddie has his impromptu, and he does the vocal improvs already. So, and plus, I think that rockin' song would suit the stadium settings more than the Prophet song. So there you go. There's all 20 questions. Dear God, I need a fucking drink right now. Excuse me. I'll be back. Give me like 15 seconds. Boo Boo Kitty's just giving me the evil look. All right. Wow, that took a lot out of me. Next user is Mr. Mario Dave. Questions are, I was wondering if you'd buy a professionally mixed high-resolution Blu-ray or DVD audio of Fukuoka 79 if it included a B-quality recording of Glasgow 74. Oh, get this. There's a second part. It's a comparison question. He then says, or would you rather buy London 84? I don't know what recording that he's talking about there, but it depends. Or London 84 with a B-quality recording of Glasgow 79. Okay. Wait a minute. There's a third comparison. Or a Queen and Adam Lambert version of Physical graffiti with a complete 1979 Crazy Tour soundboard recording as a bonus. You want me to suffer or something? Out of all, I would pick the third one, the Queen and Adam Lambert stuff with the Crazy Tour stuff. Because, okay, first of all, I am not buying any high quality version of Fukuoka 79. That can just go right out the window. No, I can't take that show anymore. And let's see. London 84. I can't take that shit either, even though it's a little more tolerable. Glasgow 79. It depends. I'm on the fence on that. But if I was stuck between those two, I would pick the London 84, Glasgow 79 one. But when you put the Lambert thing in here, I would pick that one because, I've always said Lambert, could sing Zeppelin stuff very well because he definitely has the chops for that. And a complete 1979 Crazy Tour soundboard recording, any idiot would say no to that. But I'm not an idiot, so I would go with that. So yes, I would go for that. And anyone who does not want a complete 1979 Crazy Tour soundboard recording, oh my God, I would send you to rehab if someone said no to that offer. Okay, that was good. Okay, now this question is this one. This next question is, if you could have one live multi-track, any year, any tour, what would it be? You can choose if it's a, it'd be one. Oh, let's see. In terms of that, that's a tough one. I don't know. Maybe. Well, it'll be something with harmonies in it because it'd be cool to pinpoint all the harmonies out. I don't know. Probably. Probably something like a prophet song, or some from like the opera tour or something. And then asks if you could choose any show to be filmed, which one would it be? Crazy Tour. In those little intimate clubs. Can you imagine that? You go to your music provider that sells live shows, and there's the DVD section and stuff. And then you have the Queen Live DVD, and someone decides to call me right in the middle of the vlog. I'm keeping this in. I'm sorry. Who's fucking calling me? I don't know this number. What on earth? I can't believe that. But okay, where was I? Can you imagine going to your Queen to the Queen section at a store and seeing Queen live at the Rainbow 79 or any of those intimate venues? That'd be amazing. And there we go. And then the next user is Beta215 asks, what do you think of Uruguay 1983? I think that's a great show. Much better than I thought. It's definitely surprised me. Fred sounded a lot like the Hot Space Euro Tour. A little bit more bite to it. Very daring on notes. Nails the Bo Rap C5 very well. Band's on fire. It's an excellent show. Highly recommended. Probably my top 15, 20 shows of all time. Do I have to answer this question? Do you like to listen to the Japan 79 stuff? Hell no! Ugh. I'm not elaborating on that anymore. Fuck that. Now we got some real questions here. Okay, Mr. Sam Queen-aholic 1994 asks, what Brussels concert is the video for Hammer to Fall used from? It's used on the first Brussels show, definitely not the second night. And then second question, if Queen plus Adam Lambert asked fans to send them a 10-song set list to perform at a special concert, what songs would you pick? Well, if it were up to me, let's see here. I saw them 3 times. I don't know what order it would be in, but if I were to guess, I would do something like this. They're playing the untitled track from Made in Heaven. And let's see here. Then they come out. I want to see them open up the show with I Want It All. I'm going to do the finger counting again like I did for the other question. I Want It All. And then I want them to go into Now I'm Here and Dragon Attack. And then do the reprise. And then Somebody to Love. Then I would like to see Fat Bottom Girls, Love Kills. I don't know why that was dropped. That should have stayed in the set list. Honestly, Love Kills. And then how about, say, Keep Yourself Alive. And then The Show Must Go On. We'll Rock You, Champions. There you go. Then third question. What version of We Will Rock You do you prefer? The studio album version, the live drum version, or the fast version? Well, out of all of them, I love the fast version played live, where it opens up the show. Fantastic opener. Love it. I absolutely love that opener. Then asks Melbourne 85 versus Sydney 85. Depends on the shows, but if I were to pick one out of all of them, the 426 Sydney show would be the best out of the bunch. Pretty gutsy. It is an underrated show, and it's pretty freaking good if you ask me. And Fred sounds very good, and it's probably the best show on the Australian leg overall. Then asks Newcastle 86 versus first Wembley versus second Wembley versus Manchester 86 versus Nebworth Park. Out of all of those, man, what a magical question. I would probably go with the first Wembley show overall. It's a bit stronger than Newcastle, definitely stronger than the second night. Manchester is very good and underrated. And then Nebworth Park is good too, but there's better performances of songs on certain shows. So overall, I would probably go with the first Wembley show. Then I'm asked, what is your favorite Queen medley between the News of the World tour and the Magic tour? So my favorite medley. Well, I got quite a few favorites. Probably like the one from the News of the World tour is probably my favorite because it covers a lot of bases. So I would go with that one. And then question 7. During the Wembley Stadium concerts and Budapest concert, I noticed some stuff called duds. What does that mean? I haven't noticed that, so I don't know. 8. How do you think Fred's voice would have sounded during the first Zurich concert in '86? I would have thought it'd be better than the second night, but a fan said that he wasn't in good form at either night because of the being under the stage lights and stuff. So I would think it'd be better, but you know, if you got someone saying that he sounded off at that night too, I don't know, but hopefully it was better. Question 9. During the first line show in '86, just after Tie Your Mother Down, what does Freddie say to the audience? Hello, you bunch of cunts, or hello, you bunch of cocks? Well, he says cocks. That's right, cocks. C-O-C-K-S. Cocks. Yeah, he says that. And then question 10. What is your favorite intro to Another One Bites the Dust from the Magic Tour? Bedworth Park. I love watching Freddie throw his cunt around the stage and then go into the song. That's awesome. That's an amazing intro. And then 11, best version of Liar from the Works tour. Not a fan of the medley versions, but if I were to pick ones that I like the most, probably like Dublin '84, or the first Birmingham '84, or Sun City. Those are the 3 that come to mind. So there we go. Quinton Ferguson, the amazing name again, asked me 3 questions. First, he asked me, what is your favorite version of It's a Hard Life? Ooh, the one I like to listen to the most. It is not 9/7, contrary to popular belief. That's Elton Bootlegs' favorite, but not mine. Let's see. My favorite has to be the very first performance, which is the Brussels show, the very first Brussels show. On that one, it's very good performance. Freddie sounds excellent. Much better than later versions. That's my favorite. 2. What is your opinion of the Australian concerts from 1985 and the Works tour? Are they good? Does the band perform well? How does Freddie sound? That kind of thing. Well, overall, they're not bad shows, but something is missing about them. It's like it doesn't quite rise up to a certain extent. It's like it's just there. It gets the job done. It's competent, but it's not ooh wow amazing or very good. It sounds like it sounds like a professional run through of songs as opposed to like a live band with improvs and stuff. And yeah, they perform pretty well overall, but there's just it's like lacking stuff in it. It just sounds stale in a way. And Fred sounds okay overall. Melbourne shows are okay. The Sydney show that's on film is very good for him. The last Sydney show we have of him, he sounds pretty rough in spots. Question 3. What is the best version of The Fast We Will Rock You? I can't decide. I need an expert's opinion. Well, if I'm considered a quote expert, I'll try my best. Basically, the News of the World tour is the best tour overall for The Fast We Will Rock You. It's the most consistent. Hammy 79 is the best full version of that song past News of the World tour. And it is one of the best versions of the song. But if I were to overall say something else about that, probably like Copenhagen 78 is definitely another nominee. That's the best, probably the best outside of Crazy Tour. So one of those two, Hammy 79, Copenhagen 78. The Philadelphia 77 one is very, very good too. That is an awesome version. So those are some nominees. Then we have the Cake Muncher 510 Alex character. 1. I noticed that you have a strong love for your cat, just like Freddie had for his. So my question is, in what ways can you relate yourself to Freddie personally? Well, first of all, hello, kitty. Yeah. First of all, hang on. First of all, just like Freddie, I love my cat. and he loves me back. Very affectionate animal. So we both love cats. Um, I can't really relate to Freddie because I didn't know him at all. I didn't know him at all. I can only go off what some anecdotes and stuff. But one thing that if there is something that's in common with us, it's the fact that we got it's probably true for everybody, but in public, you're more extroverted, and especially if you're on the stage and stuff. I tend to be much more extroverted in front of a camera, or doing an interview, or out in public. But when I retire to my apartment and not do anything, more reserved and stuff. Also, we both, or I should say he was, but both looking for love. Freddie was able to find some supportive people in his life. Mary Austin, Jim Hutton. I'm still looking. Don't they're I'm still looking for the special person. I don't know where they are at, but they're out there somewhere. So yeah, I'm looking for love. That's pretty much what it is, and I try to channel those feelings into my little computer synthesizer nonsensical songs. They sound very dark and moody and experimental and stuff. So, that's basically, if there's anything similar and anything that I can relate to Freddie, it's that. Everything else is, no. He was an amazing singer. I can just about carry a tune, and that's it. And there's a lot of other differences between us. Like, he's 5'8", or some, excuse me, he's 5'9.5", and I'm 6 feet tall. So, and he was in very good shape and had a great physique, and I'm not exactly one to be gloating about my physical frame. So, no. So that's it for that. Second question: did Queen or Freddie use any pitch altering effects on Fairy Feller's Master Stroke? Because Freddie's voice gets really high in pitch and almost childlike at some parts of the song. I don't believe so. Nothing struck me as being altered or anything. I mean, there's always a possibility, but I don't believe there is. I mean, I know he uses falsetto and stuff, but I don't think there was any alterations or anything. Question 3. If Queen and or Freddie began their career now in 2015, how different do you think it would have turned out, such as their music and the media's response to them? Do you think Freddie would have still continued to be a legend considering how music changed? I would think it would be very different, but I think with the level of talent that those guys have, I think they would be a massive success. But unfortunately, MTV in 2015 is not the same MTV as it was in 1985 or any other year like that. Now it's gonna be more towards the image and the looks and the marketing. The members of Queen weren't bad looking guys at all, but it's like if you're them and you have to compete against the latest fad or trend and the latest pretty face and boy band, it's gonna be ridiculous. But in terms of musical talent and stuff, they would definitely succeed. Freddie had the unique, original, amazing voice that would have gotten props. And as long as he doesn't use auto-tune, I don't believe he would use auto-tune. He's Freddie. I think he would rather do lines over and over and over and over again rather than just do one take, fix that part and move on. Fred wasn't like that. So I don't believe he'd use technology like that. But, of course, Freddie would still be a legend. Hell, greatest mustache in rock music. And, greatest singer ever. So, yes, he'd be a legend. And you can't forget the amazing frontmanship he does. So, yes, I think he'd still be a legend. Next page. Oh, my God. I have another one of these people. We have 21 questions. And if I thought Chris's questions were ridiculous and long and nonsensical, this guy right here tops them all. And dare I say it is Elton Bootlegs. He asks me 21 questions. That's right, 21. 21. This ain't blackjack, motherfucker. The house always wins in this case. You're freaking crazy. If I'm gonna... Look at this. Even the cat's startled about that. It's like, it's crazy. And, it's absolutely, it's like 21 freaking questions. You have got to be kidding me. And some of these questions are gold. They're so gold and nonsensical that they deserve to have an answer to them. Some of them are actually fairly reasonable considering the person that this person is. And some of them are so freaking ridiculous that, they have to be answered. Let's start at the top. Question 1. I like 1 minute and 59 seconds, do you? No, I do not. No, I don't. I don't like that timestamp. I don't like any of the timestamps that you do because they always lead to disaster. Question 2. Did you know Brian May played the guitar? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just a piece of wood and strings and, he was faking it forever. I didn't know that, but, thank you very much for that enlightening piece of information. I highly appreciate it. Can you still do impressions of Jim Henson? No, that destroyed my voice, and I learned not to do that shit. So I have to rant in a more natural, lower tone. So no, I can't do those anymore. It killed my voice, and it would destroy me. And what was your initial reaction to Hammer to Fall from Sun City? See, that's a legitimate, reasonable question. What was my reaction to Hammer to Fall? I was shocked. Granted, there were some rough spots, yes, but considering the crap I had to hear on some of the other shows from the Works Tour, that was a blessing in disguise, that version. Very shocking, gutsy, surprising version. I was like, what the hell? And TSS Killer was listening to me as I was going through the show, and he didn't record my reaction, but he was laughing the whole time. So that tells you about the reactions. And my throat's getting all fucked up right now. I gotta get a drink. I'm sorry. I'm not even a third of the way done with these questions. Question 5. Can you hit the A4 on Make the Bed without any issues on the song mentioned above? I'm not trying it now, but hopefully I can, at a future date. Question 6. Do you like the song Birthday? Oh, yeah, I think that's a great song. It's a great Beatles song. I put it on people's walls, to celebrate their birthday. There's certain versions I stay away from, but I generally like the song. Question 7. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? My arm is standing right here. My arm is still standing. And it is standing better than I ever did. I can actually hold it up and not have it trembling all over the place. And I know you love I'm Still Standing because that is an amazing piece of work. I don't know if you arms still stand better than me, but we'll find out. Question 8. I like 307. It's amazing. Do you? No, it's not. 307 is not amazing. Get help. Question 9. Do you think any of the other Sun City shows will be better than 1019? It's always a possibility. 1018 may be more daring, or maybe 1020 will be the most gutsy performance out of all of them. It's always a possibility, though, but I believe those would be great shows. As far as some of the other ones, early ones, no. That's when Fred's voice was... So... Early ones, no. Later ones, yes. Definitely a possibility. 10. Do you like 9/7/1984 as much as I do? Well, I love ranting about it and commenting on it, but I don't like listening to it as much as you because you are the ultimate fan of that show. Nobody can top your fanboying of that show. So no, I do not like 9/7/1984 as much as you do. Question 11. Do you enjoy the Kansas City version of Invisible Touch from 1987? No, I did not. Invisible Touch. Phil Collins should have just gone invisible and get off the stage. Crazy. You send me all these versions of songs and you think I like that? No, I do not. Question 12. Do you love the electronic drums from the Works tour? Even Helen Keller would say no to that crap. No. If I wanted to hear Roger Taylor play with electronic drums, I'd listen to Duran Duran, not Queen. Question 13. I heard that you admire drummers like Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett and Jack Bruno. What is it you love about them? Well, I love that Jonathan Moffett likes to play drums in a unique way, like wrong time signatures and wrong fills in the wrong spot, and over drumming over the singer. Those are cool. As far as Jack Bruno, I love the wrong drums used on wrong songs. Loved his miscues, and I loved his general drum sound. Makes me horny. That's what I love about them too. And the fact that they got cool sounding names too. And then question 14. I love Vienna 84 for its passion, do you? Fuck off. Question 15. I like 1 second on It's a Hard Song. Isn't it great? Oh yes, it's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. The wonderful high note attempt by the Disintegration is absolutely freaking orgasmic amazing. Only Freddie Mercury with his mustache can pull off such a feat like that and get it recorded in very good quality. Yes. Oh, I love it. Are you now able to sing G2s on Nikita? If so, prove it. Really? You really think that I can go down to G2s and able to sing something like Nikita, you know, that has that very low G2 note of snow? I don't know. Question 17. I like 12 seconds on Bicycle Race from 423. It's so good. Do you? Yeah, it's orgasmic. The squealing is amazing. The Disintegration phrasing is so experimental and progressive that even, Yes couldn't think of a better idea like that. I mean, I like Yes's material, but they couldn't think of a progressive section like that at all, because Freddie Mercury's vocal disintegration is just too progressive. 18. Will you be performing more on karaoke? I miss you doing Queen songs. You'll get the true answer in the future. 19. Does Boo Boo Kitty like Sun City? Oh, that's a good question. You know what? I will ask him right now. Hey, Boo Boo Kitty, do you like Sun City? He meowed. Yes, he does. Question 20. Name a song that features piano. Don't Stop Me Fucking Now from the Jazz album. There's your song. Question 21. I refuse to be outdone. When will you do another version of Hammer to Fall? Oh, look at that. He refuses to be outdone because, Chris, him and Chris were trying to outdo each other for the amount of questions. So he decides to get all, freaking cheeky here and say, I refuse to be outdone, and then puts that in there. I'll do another version of Hammer to Fall this year. Just for you. Man, you fucking crazy. In fact, I need a drink. God damn it. It's like, I'm trying to do questions, and this guy puts like 20 questions and stuff, I'm so glad I know Elton Bootlegs though. He's amazing. Has that wonderful British accent, crazy. Oh, god damn it! Oh! For crying out loud. Oh! Oh! Ow! God damn it. Man, fuck the stove. If I ever fucked the stove, my dick would be burnt. Oh, I said that. Sorry. Sorry about that. Just ran into some technical difficulties. Okay. Thank you for those questions on Bootlegs. I highly appreciate it. And there's some G2s for you. Now we have a subscriber here who's relatively new subscriber who just joined the GregsynthBootlegs page and spoke to each other on messages and had some good conversations. His name is Ernst from Estonia, and I think I pronounced it right. If not, I'm sorry. He asked me very good questions. See, this guy can ask good questions. The dickhead above him on this page has no idea what the hell he's doing. But this guy does. So let's start. First he asks, how did Queen choose which show to record for official release? If you don't know, then your opinion about that. Well, I'll try my best to answer that. All I know is for the Montreal 81 show, they picked Montreal because the crowd went nuts the year prior on the 1980 show. And, if you listen to the recording, it's absolutely crazy, and the crowd's going nuts. It was a good show. So they picked Montreal for that reason, because the crowd was very enthusiastic. Plus, one of the original plans was to film a show in New York at MSG, but it was a far cheaper alternative to film at the Montreal Forum. So that's a couple of the reasons why they chose Montreal 81, for that release. As far as the other ones go, I don't know for certain. My guess is because, as a band tours, they get more well-oiled and, they get more tight live. So I think they pick shows in the middle or ends of tours to, to show how tight the band is live. I mean, thankfully Milton Keynes was recorded, during that good stretch of Hot Space shows where, Freddie was on top of his game and the whole band was excellent. So that was a very good release. And then they picked Wembley, because it's iconic venue and, they used all the cameras and everything. But, unfortunately it wasn't exactly Fred's best gig, so it kind of paints him in a bad light on that tour, even though there's far better gigs for him. But I believe Queen picks shows based off of crowd atmosphere and probably band tightness. I think it's a mix of band tightness mixed in with the venue's popularity with the atmosphere. I think that's the main reason. I'm not sure, but it's the best idea I can offer. And then asks second question. The Best blooper I know. Oh, there's quite a few of them that have stuck out. There's the radio blah blah goofs from Cologne and Vienna '86, where Fred doesn't know the words. Then there's stuff like Modern Times Rock and Roll from Liverpool '75, where John plays the completely wrong bass line. You know, the band are playing Stone Cold Crazy, and then he's playing the bass line of Modern Times Rock and Roll. It's like there's confusion over the set list or something. And then there's stuff like the Save Me from Stockholm '82, where it didn't start off so fucking well. Kind of a miscue there. There's I'm in Love with My Car from Glasgow '79, where Roger completely flubs it. I mean, there's a few of the most well-known ones. Third question: how many times are you listening to a show before you upload it? It looks like you listen to them multiple times before uploading. If you can write detailed reviews of them. Well, one of the reasons why I write such detailed reviews is because most of the time I'm buzzed on stimulants, which makes the mind flow freely, and so I just write down stuff. But more towards reality. Actually, that was kind of reality too, but this is more towards the actual truth, or at least a better explanation. Is I listen to gigs a couple times when I first get them to kind of get used to it, and then when I'm about to upload something, I listen to it once to kind of refresh my memory, and then as I'm working on the video files in iMovie, I have my iTunes open, so I'm listening to the show as I'm making the videos in iMovie, and as I'm uploading them to YouTube, I have the show playing, so it refreshes my memory, and I know what song to write about. And as this is all happening, I'm writing out everything. So I'm doing 3 things at once. I'm listening to a gig, I'm making videos, and I'm writing the review. And I listen to it a handful of times just to remember everything. And before I do like any sort of debate or something, I always go back and refresh my memory by listening to the shows again, just to make sure I don't say anything extremely stupid or something so off that it's hilarious. Question 4: which of the Queen members is your favorite songwriter? Out of the 4 of them, it's got to be the mustache legend, Freddie. He's probably my favorite overall writer. John is probably the most underrated writer of the 4. Doesn't get enough credit for his lyrics and songs. I think he's underrated. Brian has written my favorite Queen song, Save Me, and Roger wrote my favorite songs on The Works and kind of Magic. So they all get credit, but the one that sticks out the most is Freddie. He's my favorite. 5. Which song performed live sounds closest to the album version? Quite a few stick out, especially on the early tours. Keep Yourself Alive, the early versions. And then We Will Rock You, the song We Will Rock You, when it was played on like the News of the World tour and Crazy tours, it sounded pretty dead on with the record. And then another one that sounds really close to the record overall would probably be some of the earlier versions of songs like Seven Seas of Rye. So it's just a couple songs, but a lot of the times the songs translate well live, but they sound different. But those are a couple of the songs that kind of sound kind of the same. Question 6. Favorite Queen tour set list? Out of all of them, it's got to be the News of the World tour. Great set list, very diverse. You have heavy songs, ballads, progressive rock songs, songs from all the albums up to that point. Great diverse set list. There's a song for everybody. Probably my favorite set list of all the tours. Then it asks me, long-haired Freddie versus short-haired Freddie. Oh, it's got to be short hair. Love it. He looks mighty handsome. He looks very elegant and pretty with the long hair, but the short hair is my favorite. Although I know there's a lot of people that love the long-haired Freddie, but I like the short-haired. Um, Next question. What's the best impromptu from the Magic Tour? Very consistent. They're all very good. My one that sticks out is Second Leiden. Very, very good vocals on that one. Very diverse, jumping throughout the registers and nice tones. Very diverse. Love that version. That's probably my favorite at least. Next one is don't know if this has already been asked, but which Queen song relates most to your life? Body Language. Yes, it's Body Language off of Hot Space. Love the slinky bass line and, Freddie's sexy vocals. It relates to me. But if you want to know the real answer to that, probably Somebody to Love is definitely up there. That relates most to me for obvious reasons. Let's see. Favorite song with Brian May on lead vocals? 39 from Night at the Opera. That's probably my favorite song with him singing lead. I love it. And then, last question, my favorite song with Roger Taylor on leads. Toss up between Modern Times Rock and Roll and I'm in Love with My Car. I'll have to go with I'm in Love with My Car, though. Although Modern Times is a close second. Thank you for the questions. See, those are good questions. And even Boo Boo agrees. He just leapt right into the picture. All right. And next user is Mr. Simon Christensen from Denmark. And the Great Dane asks me a unique question. And it's just one, but it's a nice question. He says, do you like the Judas Priest concert at Madison Square Garden in 1984? And then asked me to provide a little bit of a background on the show. Well, okay. From what I heard, energetic show. It's fun to listen to. The atmosphere is absolutely fucking chaotic. You have M80s going off everywhere. You have them right on the freaking recording. It's crazy. The fans are ripping up seats, throwing things. It's like a freaking circus, a heavy metal circus with Rob Halford leading it. It's crazy. And from the songs I did hear, sounded like an energetic, fun show. But I'm like, holy hell, I would have loved to be there just to see this with my own 2 eyes, or 4 eyes in this case. All right. Last page. And next batch of questions is from Lisa from Germany, who asked me a bunch of questions last vlog and asked me a lot of questions on this vlog. So let's start. And before I do, I have to get my drink because I've been talking for well over a freaking hour here. Okay, ask me, what's the best Don't Stop Me Now? The best live version of Don't Stop Me Now, and then the worst live one. Best one is Hammersmith 79. Freddie nails the vocals. Harmonies are good. Quality's great. It's probably the definitive live version, unless some other version pops up and steals the throne from that version. That's the best version. Worst one is Nagoya 79. Freddie squealing and squawking his way through it. Wrong note choices, strained, goof. It's just, it sounds bad. Not good at all. So, best Hammy 79, worst Nagoya 79. Second question. What is your favorite song by Roger Taylor as a solo artist? Man on Fire. I'll have to go with Man on Fire on that one. I've always loved that song. Works great live. It sounds cool. It's always been a favorite of mine. So I'll go with Man on Fire. Question 3. Is there a song on any Queen album you really don't like? Well, even the songs I don't like as much as the other ones, I can at least tolerate and listen to them. But if I have to narrow it down to one I would throw kind of at the bottom of the list, would be Body Language. So a guilty pleasure of mine. I think Freddie sounds great on the song. And, but doesn't really cut it, really. It's just, it just sounds so weird and really nothing going for it, really. I mean, the live versions are a bit better, but it's not a favorite of mine. It's probably my least favorite Queen song of all time, although I can stomach it. 4. If Freddie had released an a cappella album recorded during the Japanese leg of the Jazz tour, where you had the pleasure to concentrate on nothing else but his strained voice, would you buy it anyway? No! You freaking kidding me here? Oh! My ears would be completely turned to mincemeat if I had to listen to that crap again. I wouldn't buy it. Someone else probably would, and they would probably torture me with it, but I can't deal with this abuse anymore. Jesus Christ, I turn 25 tomorrow. I can't do this. I have to live out the rest of my life in peace and harmony, not having my ears torn to bits by shredded vocal cords. Even the cat agrees with me. That's right. He's a smart cat. Thank you, though. Next question. Too Much Love Will Kill You by Brian versus Too Much Love Will Kill You by Freddie. I like both versions. I think Freddie is the stronger vocalist out of the two, but if I had to compare the versions, I would have to pick Brian's because his voice it's got more of that softer, gentler tone, which really suits ballads well. Not to say that Freddie doesn't sound good on the song, but it's just Brian's tone has a certain element to it that it just really fits the song really well. So I'll have to go with the doctor on this one. Question 6. Do you like dogs? Yes, I do. I grew up with hound dogs ever since I was a little kid. Grew up with beagles, and family dog is currently a Treeing Walker Coonhound. It looks like a big, tall beagle foxhound mix on long legs. Leaps up in the air, gallops like a horse. Super affectionate dog. I love dogs. I don't have my own dog. I have my own cat, though. Yes, but I love dogs pretty much equally with cats. So I do like dogs. Next question. Ask Boo Boo Kitty if he enjoys being in the spotlight of your videos. Hey, Boo Boo. You like being in my videos? Like being in the spotlight? Yes, you do. You're a good kitty. Yeah. Like being in the spotlight. Yeah. He does. So his answer is yes. And then question 8. Sing the opera section of Bo Rap, please. I'm not making myself look like a jackass. I mean, I already have. Over there I had dropped a freaking... more like something fell on my foot, and then I kicked the stove by mistake. So I already made a fool of myself. But no, I can't do the opera section of Bo Rap. I just look stupid. But, whatever. Galileo! There you go. There's your one line. Yes, I had fun answering your questions. You had that little tag at the end, so thank you. Last but definitely not least, Lewis from Portugal, who goes by the name 1651997 on YouTube, asked me 6 questions, and he's going to get his answers right now. Question 1. What's your favorite show of Queen's South American tour in 81? I'll have to go with Sao Paulo gigs. I would say the second night, but the quality's bad, really bad, like super bad. So I'll have to go with the first Sao Paulo. But the third Buenos Aires night is right behind. It's an excellent show. Question 2. Which one of the Sao Paulo shows is better? Despite the shitty quality, the second night is a little bit better overall. Freddie sounds just as good. Brian doesn't screw up the solo on Somebody to Love. You have Rocket in the set list, definitely 2 legs in the set. It's awesome show. I just wish the quality was better. 3. In terms of studio albums, which one do you think is the most overrated and the most underrated? I don't think any Queen album is really overrated, to be honest. I mean, I know Queen 2 gets a lot of praise, Night at the Opera gets a lot of praise, The Game does, but they're all fantastic records, and they deserve praise. I really wouldn't rate any of Queen's records as overrated. Underrated, however, yes, there's a couple of them. I think Queen 1's a little bit underrated, especially because a lot of people focus on Keep Yourself Alive and Liar and stuff. But there's other great songs on there. Modern Times Rock and Roll, Jesus, Doing All Right. I think that's a little bit underrated, especially compared to Queen 2 and stuff. I think Hot Space is definitely underrated. It has some good material on it in spite of its rather mixed reception. And I think, The Works has a little bit of a underrated factor. I think there's some quality material on there besides, It's a Hard Life and Is This the World Recreated and Hammer to Fall. I think there's some really good stuff on there besides, the popular hits everyone knows. So those are the albums I think need some love. Question 4. Somebody to Love, Game Tour versus Hot Space Tour. Like both tours. For the song, overall, for consistency's sake, I'll go with the Game Tour. There's no bad version. Either on the 280 versions or all the 81 versions. They're all fantastic. So for consistency's sake, I'll do Game Tour. Question 5. What's the best performance of Action This Day, Staying Power, and Put Out the Fire live? For Action This Day, I'll have to go with Hamburg. Clean vocals, great improvs by Freddie. All around, it's stunning. Staying Power, Milton Keynes. Excellent version overall. Can't really find anything wrong with it, and probably the best version of the song ever, unless something else pops up. And then Put Out the Fire. Some of the Japanese ones are very good. Like Tokorozawa actually is very, very good. I know that show has a lot of iffy moments, but that's a song that sounds really good. And I think the song sounded pretty good on that Japanese tour, to be honest. A lot better than the Oakland one, since it was a little bit sloppy there, but at least it got better. Last question, and the last one on the vlog. What's your opinion on Long Way, and would it sound good live? I love Long Way. I think it's a great song, an underrated song, and I think it would sound good live. It's not ridiculously complex. There's not a lot of effects going on. So I think it would translate very well to the live stage overall, and I would love to hear it live. And I reached the end of my list. I've got almost 5 pages of questions here, and I somehow was able to get through this whole thing without destroying my voice completely. Very thirsty though. But there we go. All the questions are answered. Some quick updates before I end this. The schedule will be normal for future vlogs now that the processing problem seems to have cleared up. So next week we'll have a new vlog, and I'll put a date. I'll start putting up some concert videos besides the vlog stuff, because I know people have been asking me for requests and stuff, so I will get involved with that. I have a shitload of comments to answer, because a lot of people like to leave comments, and I love that. And, really not much more to say. Thank you for viewing these vlogs, and I hope to continue doing these for quite a while. So I will see you guys in the near future.